Hello students, welcome back. Let us continue with exercise 8.1 of chapter 8 quadrilaterals. We will take a look at the 11th sum, wherein we have triangles ABC and triangle DEF. It's been given that AB and DE are equal as well as parallel. We have BC and EF equal and parallel. Also vertices ABC are joined to vertices DEF. So when you join them, you get these line segments AD, CF and BE. So they all are straight lines. Now we need to prove these 6 points. So we'll solve them one by one. These are pretty simple sums, only that the sum is going to be a little lengthy because you can see that we have 6 points to prove. So now the first thing that we need to prove is quadrilateral ABED is a parallelogram. So let's take a look at quadrilateral ABDE. So I have AB and DE. It's been given that AB and DE are equal, as well as it's given that AB and DE are parallel. So obviously they make a parallelogram, because what did we learn about parallelograms? That at least if one pair of opposite sides is equal and parallel, then the given quadrilateral is a parallelogram. So let's go ahead and prove the first part. So in quadrilateral ABED, AB is parallel to DE and AB is equal to DE. This is both given. Therefore, I will say quadrilateral ABED is a parallelogram. And in your reason, you will say opposite sides are equal and parallel. So which are the opposite sides that are equal and parallel? We have AB and DE as equal and parallel for my quadrilateral ABED. The other thing we need to prove that BC is equal to BCEF is a parallelogram. So again, if you take a look at BCEF, it looks similar to this quadrilateral itself. B, C, E and F. So you have B, C, E, F. That gives me quadrilateral BCFE. And we need to prove that BC, this would be BCFE is a parallelogram. Okay, now it's been given that BC is equal to EF and BC is also parallel to EF. So just in the way we proved section 1, let's mark this equation as 1. Just like the way we proved section 1, we are going to prove section 2 as well. So I'll say for 2, in quadrilateral BCFE, BC is equal to EF and BC is parallel to EF. I'll say given. Therefore, quadrilateral BCFE is a parallelogram. And I'll say opposite sides are equal and parallel. Let's mark this as 2. Now we need to prove that AD is equal to CF and AD is parallel to CF. So let's take a look at AD and CF first. We have AD and CF. If you try to look at these two line segments AD and CF, you will be able to notice the quadrilateral ACFD. Correct? So now maybe we can use that use the quadrilateral ACFD and see whether these two lines are parallel or not and whether they are equal or not. So first of all, we have proved that ABED is a parallelogram. So ABED is here, which is why what do I get? That BE is parallel to AD and BE is also equal to AD. Let's write this down. We have quadrilateral ABED is a parallelogram, and I'll say from 1. Therefore, I have BE is equal to AD and BE is parallel to AD. I'll say opposite sides of parallelogram. Also, we have just proved that quadrilateral BCFE is a parallelogram. So, if you notice quadrilateral BCFE, we have BE parallel as well as equal to CF because they are the opposite sides of the parallelogram BCFE. So, I'll say quadrilateral BCFE is a parallelogram. I'll say from 2. Therefore, BE is equal to CF and BE is parallel to CF. Opposite sides of parallelogram. Let's mark this as 4. So, from 3 and 4 what do you get? You have BE common for the equals. So, therefore, BE is going to be AD is going to be equal to CF. Why? Because equals that are equal to the same thing are equal to each other. So, AD is equal to CF and AD is parallel to CF. Because you have BE parallel to AD and BE is also parallel to CF, therefore, AD is parallel to CF. So, this is what was required to prove. Now, we need to prove that quadrilateral ACFD is a parallelogram. We have simply proved that AD is equal to CF and AD is parallel to CF. Therefore, this quadrilateral out here is going to be a parallelogram, because we have learned that if the opposite sides of a quadrilateral are equal as well as parallel, then the given quadrilateral is a parallelogram. So, let us write this down. We do not need this diagram. 4th. So, let us mark this as 1, 2, 3. I will say AD is equal to CF and AD is parallel to CF. I will say from 3. Therefore, quadrilateral ACFD is a parallelogram, because opposite sides are equal and parallel. So, this was my 4th part. Now, I need to prove that AC is equal to DF. So, I need to prove that AC is equal to DF, since they are the opposite sides of my parallelogram ACFD, which I just proved as a parallelogram. I can say that AC is equal to DF. Okay. So, let us mark this as 4, since we are using it to prove the 5th section. I will say quadrilateral ACFD is a parallelogram from 4. Therefore, AC is equal to DF, because they are the opposite sides of parallelogram. Now, we need to prove the 3rd section, in which I need to prove these solid triangles ABC and DEF, which I need to prove congruent. It has been given that AB is equal to DE and BC is equal to EF. And also, if you notice, I have my parallelogram ACFD, wherein I have just proved that AC is equal to DF. Therefore, these sides are also equal. Therefore, my 2 triangles ABE and DEF are congruent by the SSS test of congruence. So, let us write this down. In triangle ABC and triangle DEF, AB is equal to DE and BC is equal to EF. This is given. Let's mark this as 5. I have AC is equal to DF. I'll say from 5. Therefore, my triangles ABC and DEF are congruent by the SSS test. That is side test of congruence. So, we have proved that in these two triangles all the three sides are corresponding sides are equal to each other. So, thanks for watching while I solved question number 11 for you. We will take a look at the last question in the next video. Thank you.
Hope this video increased your knowledge. For more such videos and a completely free educational content, log on to www.epathshala.org or visit our ePathshala YouTube channel. We have each and every question solved for maths, physics, chemistry and biology. So subscribe our channel, share with your friends, like our Facebook page and follow our Twitter handle for regular updates and important educational tips, and also win ePathshala goodies. So what are you waiting for? Subscribe this channel and enjoy the freedom of education.